going short NASDAQ during the 1250 110 macro. This is a 1 minute chart. We're also using a 5 minute and a 15 minute as well, just to gauge price action on the higher time frames. Have my finger on the sell button, looking for an additional contract to add. This is a inversion fair value gap entry. I'm looking for price to close in the lower half or below. So I entered short just as it was heading towards the bottom of that gap. Set a partial at a pair of relative equal lows. So this morning, I was primarily bullish. Actually attempted a long on my, this is my live account by the way. I attempted a long on my live account and got stopped out a little bit above break even. So I wanted to look for a second opportunity if it let us. Set my terminus at a 15-minute low. That's that red line all the way at the bottom. So I'm thinking, oh, strong displacement, that's what we want to see. I'm thinking that because we were long all morning, at some point the algorithm will want to attack those who are long, attack their sell stops. And being that we failed to run that 12 p.m. high, I figured it'd be like, if anything, I'm looking for shorts, but I'm also aware that the bias for the day is primarily going long. And there, I had to retype that because I looked crazy. So we have where I have that gap that's labeled bag, that stands for breakaway gap. I'm treating that as a breakaway gap. So I don't want price to revisit that gap. But right now, price is looking good on all 3 time frames. Couple of ticks away from those relative equal lows, and there we go. Move my stop to break even, trader paid, risk removed. So regardless what happens with this trade, I made money. So we're looking to take low-hanging fruit objectives, and if price permits, then maybe we could hit our final target, but it is not necessary. So I'm watching that breakaway gap to see if we tap into, we had already tapped into it once and we failed to close in the lower half of it or reach its consequent encroachment. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I just labeled a previous fair value gap that I want to see it act as resistance. So I want to see price obviously trade to it and trade below it and close below it, and that would make it an inversion fair value gap, and now it would essentially use it as resistance to go higher. So we reached into it, at this point in the trade, I'm not, concerned with anything. My risk is removed. I have taken a partial. unprofitable. So it's really more so just it's better to treat it as like a tape reading. You're just watching the tape. You're trying to see certain PD arrays be respected or neglected. We can see price refusing to reach into that breakaway gap. Now it's once again reaching into that fair value gap that I want to become a inversion fair value gap. We're right in the heart of that macro. I'm right now checking the 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute to see if there's any gaps forming. Trading back into that gap. Small little volume imbalance there that price is trading into. So at this point, I'm almost like certain that we're reaching that terminus, but you'll see that price moves against me right here. I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. So I move my buy stop up to the top of that breakaway gap. So I'm almost certain that price won't reach back to that breakaway gap. And now I want it to continue to displace lower and reach into that new week opening gap. Another close below that gap, which is what I want to see. And this is where I start to question if it's actually going to reach my target. I thought the close below that gap would kind of secure it, but we started to close in the upper half of that fair value, of that inversion fair value gap. I like this. I do like this displacement, but it's short-lived. Again, I want closes below that yellow shaded area or in the lower half of it. And this is where I'm like, okay, there's a chance of me getting stopped out here. I didn't like that candle. Again, I'm not going to roll my stop back or anything. I'm just going to let it play out because it could reach into that breakaway gap and then continue downward. But it was such an energetic candle that I'm pretty sure I was going to get stopped out. this point, I'm thinking if it doesn't break down now, then I'm for sure getting stopped. Reach into consequent encroachment of that breakaway gap. And boom, I'm stopped out.